Hello everyone and welcome to Nancy's Magic Touch and DIYs. In today's video, I am going to share with you how to create some cute little Easter decorations for your home at a very low cost. In this video, all I'm using is dollar store items. Of course, I'm going to use some stuff I have at the house, such as paint, rope, or any kind of little type of decoration I may have on hand. So, without any further ado, guys, just grab your tea and let's get started.
I paid $2 for this little tree. Now I'm going to take off the bottom part, and I am going to save that piece of material as I'm going to use it for measurements to put a new piece on later. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray paint the whole tree with some white spray paint. Any of your choice will do the trick. I think I paid $2 for these pre-cut wooden piece, and I'm going to use some stain that I have at the house from Benjamin Moore and a sponge paint brush, and I'm going to use a pair of gloves. Now I'm going to stain my little wood pieces, and I am going to stain on both sides, allowing for time to dry between each side. I may not use all of these, but I want to get them ready for in case I need them for future projects. Now you're going to take a piece of material of your choice. I chose the black and white plaid because that's perfect for my home decor, but any kind of burlap will do great as well. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the yellow piece and measure it, and I'm going to cut my new piece of fabric to the exact same size as the yellow piece that I removed. Now I'm going to take my tree and place it right in the center of my fabric, and I am going to start to pull the fabric up to create the envelope for the tree, I guess. And then I am going to take some rope or twine or whatever you have at the house, and I'm going to enclose the top part. So I'm going to go around, and I'm going to leave a tail on it because I want to make a bow. So leave some rope hanging and go around as many times as you desire, 5 or 6 times. And then once you're done doing that, you're just going to close it up with a bow up front. Now I picked the eggs out of the wooden piece that I wanted, and I'm taking some black twine that I have on hand, and I am going to cut that to size, and I'm going to cut as many as I need for my eggs. And then I am going to attach that on the top of the egg and just make a knot on the top to create a little loop so that I can hang it on my tree. I'm done hanging all my little eggs, and this is what my little tree looks like. This is a perfect piece to add into your living space for some extra Easter decor, a very affordable mini tree DIY. I picked up this big egg full of little eggs inside of it. I paid, I think, $4 for the whole set. And with this set, I'm going to be able to make 2 projects. So the first thing I'm going to do is take it apart and get rid of all the eggs, and that will be part of another project. I'm going to remove this handle as I'm not going to be using this part. I have previously purchased a really big gallon of bare flat paint, and this is what I'm going to be using on pretty much all of my projects. And I am going to go ahead and paint both pieces of the egg with this flat paint, and I am actually gonna make sure I give 2 to 3 coats, and I'm gonna let dry between each coat. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint all that and come back when the egg is ready to do the next step. Now that my egg is dry, I'm going to hot glue the 2 pieces together. Now I'm going to put a dab of hot glue here, as I'm going to use some rope, and I'm going to leave a tail to make a bow. And I'm going to go around the egg about 2 to 3 times with the rope to have the effect desired. I'm going to add some dabs of glue here and there just to hold the rope in place. Now I'm going to make a bow up front. I put a piece of fabric to hold my egg together to make it easier for me to actually go apply the stencil that I made for my egg. I thought that my bow previously was a little bit too small, so I made a bigger one with a thicker rope just to give it, you know, a better look. And here we go, a big Radon-inspired big egg. I'm loving the result. For this project, I'm using the eggs that came inside the big egg, and I'm going to spray paint some in black spray paint and some in white spray paint. I had to give 2 coats of black and 3 coats of the white and let them dry in between coats. And now I'm taking a toothbrush, an old toothbrush, I'm dipping in the paint, and I'm actually just going to use my thumb and flick it on the egg just to give it that little speck look. And I'm going to do the white on my black egg, and this is messy on your fingers, which is why you see me having dirty fingers throughout my whole video. Sorry about that. And then once I'm done with the black one, I am going to use the black paint to spray on the white one. Now that these are dried, I'm going to put them together and use a little dab of glue and some rope, and I am going to leave a little tail, and I'm going to put my rope on that dab of glue to hold it together, and then I'm going to go around 3 times, and I'm going to come back to the front, and I am going to tie the rope in a little knot. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish all my eggs. I purchased this basket for $4 at the dollar store, and I am going to fill it with an old cloth and some moss and have that ready to put in my eggs. I'm just going to randomly place my beautiful eggs into my basket. How beautiful is this Farmhouse Easter basket? This will match my home decor perfectly. Now time for some bunnies. The bunnies are very cute, but the colors are not suitable for me. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of my flat paint from Home Depot, dead flat from Bear. And I am going to paint my little bunnies all over. And I am going to pay attention to around the eyes. Move into a smaller brush if you need to. And then also when it comes time to do the ears, actually going to kind of brush very lightly around the ears as I'm going to keep the pink. So I'm going to wipe some paint off my brush and just very lightly go in that area. And I'm going to finish the whole bunny. And I have 3 of these bunnies to paint. So I'm going to go ahead and do the 3 bunnies. And I'm going to give them 2 coats. And here are the results. Now I am going to cut 3 pieces of ribbon, 12 inches long, and I am going to create some bows for each one of my bunnies. And I am going to use some hot glue to place it on the bunny. For one of my bunnies, I decided to make a little sign, and it says love, but I'm going to remove that O because I'm going to replace it with something else. And I am going to use these little plaques that came from the dollar store, 3 in a pack. And I am going to place my letters onto that little plaque, but I am going to move them closer together in order for them to fit on my little plaque. Now I'm going to use a little wood bunny that I stained earlier, and I'm going to place it instead of the O. It says Bunny Love. And I am going to place that on the paws of the bunny to make it look like he's holding the sign. How sweet is this little bunny? I can't wait to use these little bunnies for my Easter home decor. This pack of eggs were $3 for 4, and I had this on hand that I picked up at the thrift store for $1. And now I'm going to apply the stencil I made. They are Radon-inspired, and I applied them on all my eggs. And for this little glass, I have spray paint that with black flat spray paint. And I'm just applying some rope around the bottom and going around 3 times and creating a knot up front. Now I'm just placing each one of my eggs into the glass. These will look beautiful either by your window or on your mantle, by your fireplace, or even on your table as a display. These are Radon-inspired, and they turned out beautiful. These little pack of half eggs, I paid $4, and I'm going to take them and use some black crafts paint, and I'm going to paint them all around, and I am going to give these 2 coats, allowing for drying time between each coats. Now I'm going to take some rope and some leftover eggs that I stained previously, and I'm going to use that as a little deco on these eggs. I'm going to put a dab of glue, and I'm going to put my rope, leaving a tail on that dab of glue, and I'm going to go around the egg about 3 to 4 times, and then I am going to cut the rope and create a little knot out front to close it all together. Now I'm just gonna cut the little rope to smaller size. Now I'm going to cut a little piece of that I don't know, floral sponge, I don't even know what it's called. Anyway, to fit inside my little egg. And I am going to take some greenery that I picked up at the dollar store as well. And I am gonna cut multiple pieces out and place them onto my egg. I'm also gonna glue that sponge down to hold it together properly. And then I'm going to fill this little egg with about 4 to 5 pieces of these little strand of greeneries. Now I realized that I forgot to put my moss first, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some moss and replace all the little greenery back in place. I call these my 3 little musketeers. They would look great on a little shelf or by the window. They would also look great on the coffee table or in a smaller area of your home. I picked up this cute little bunny for $3 at the dollar store, but I don't like the shine, so I'm going to spray paint that along with a dessert bowl, I guess, that I picked up at the thrift store. So I spray painted both of these with some chalk spray paint, and I gave it 2 coats. I'm taking a black fine pen, and I'm going to come over and trace the eyes, the nose, and the mouth of the bunny. Now I'm taking some black crafts paint, and I'm going to put just a little dab, and I'm going to wipe off most of the paint off my sponge, and I'm going to apply it sideways onto my piece just to make the details of the bowl stand out. I like the effect that it gives to the bowl. It's nice and rustic. Now I'm going to use some Gorilla Glue. I'm going to apply that to the bottom of the dessert bowl, and I'm going to mix it with some hot glue so that it will stick really well with both of the glue, and put my bunny on top. I made some little boo-boo, so I'm using a little sponge. I'm dabbing that in the paint but wiping most of it off. And because I had made a little mark into my cheek area on my bunny, I'm going to deal with this glue after. I am going to create some little cheeks. So I'm going to go very lightly and just build up the paint until I like the look of the cheek. And I am going to go ahead and do the other side. I made a little boo-boo above the eye, so I'm going to camouflage that with a little bow that I made. I'm going to hot glue it right over top of that mark. I should have allowed this to dry, so I didn't, so that's what happened. I smudged it, but hey, easy peasy, we can fix it. Now I'm going to go and reapply some glue to my piece and put it back together. And here is my sweet cheeks bunny. How adorable is this little bunny? Perfect for anywhere in your home. These plaster egg cost $3 for 4. I'm using some black scratch paint and a sponge brush, and all I'm doing with these little eggs, because they're so detailed, I'm just going to wipe most of my paint off my brush and go sideways just to create an effect and make all those details pop up. And that's all I'm doing to all of these 4 eggs. Very easy DIY. This wheelbarrow was on for $4, already pre-stained and all ready to go. So all I'm doing is I'm putting some of that flower sponge and I'm putting some green moss into the wheelbarrow. I simply put my eggs into the wheelbarrow along with some cute little greeneries. It gives it a really nice, fresh spring Easter look, and it's beautiful for anywhere in your home. I picked up this beautiful little grape lantern for only $2. So I'm going to keep that color, and this bowl for $2.50. And I also picked up these cute little plaster bunnies, which I will use one of them. And I am going to paint it white with the white flat paint that I've been using throughout the projects. And I'm going to use some green moss on my planter, which I turned upside down. And I am actually going to hot glue that moss with my glue gun to hold it in place. My bunny is all painted, and I put it in the middle of my planter, and I'm cutting some little pieces or branch off of this old wreath that I have here, and I am going to hot glue them on the back of my bunny. I used a little bit of leftover ribbon, and I made a cute little bow to place onto my bunny's neck. And I am going to go ahead and put that in place with some hot glue. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little trim just to get rid of anything that's sticking out too far. I picked up a bag of little mini eggs for I think $1.25, and I'm only going to use 2 of these. I'm also going to need some black crafts paint to paint these little eggs, and some toothpick so that it'll make it easier to paint them. And black crafts paint is what I'm using again, but I'm only going to use the cap this time because I need just a little. So I'm just going to dip right off the cap. I'm going to place the toothpick onto the back of my eggs, and that'll make it easier for me to hold them to paint them. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a small brush and start painting these little eggs. And while I paint them, I'm also going to paint a little bit of the toothpick. While I'm waiting for my mini eggs to dry, I'm going to take my planter and I am going to use some ribbon, and I am going to hot glue that all around the bottom edge of my planter. Now I'm going to take my little mini eggs that are dried, and I'm actually going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to snap off some of the Q-tips, leaving a little piece on the egg. Now I'm going to take some hot glue and I am going to go put my little eggs in the desired area. Now you're going to take some either Gorilla Glue or E6000, whatever you have on hand. These take some time to dry, so you're going to have to allow for that. And I'm going to apply some glue all along the edge of my planter. But first, I'm going to make sure that my bowl fits on top without having any issues. And right now, I'm noticing that I need to trim a little bit of these branches off for it to fit properly. Now that I'm happy with the way it fits, I am going to go ahead and put the glue around it and quickly put the bowl in place. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply some rope all around the edge of that bowl just to camouflage any glue residue. And I'm going to be very careful doing this because my bowl is still not cured to the planter. So I'm going to apply some hot glue to help me put the rope in place and be more stable for the moment. I went around twice. I am so in love with this bunny globe. This is perfect piece for a mantle or on a dresser or your coffee table, really anywhere. This is just beautiful. It turned out better than I expected. These plaster Easter eggs are 6 in a pack for $1.25, and I picked up 2 packs, so $2.50 for 2 packs. It's a great deal, and I am actually going to paint them. 1 pack in the black scrap paint and 1 pack in my white Home Depot Bear flat paint, and I'm gonna go ahead and paint all those eggs. I have made 12 Radon-inspired little stencils to put on each one of my eggs, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now all my eggs are ready to be displayed. Last but not least, my exceptional display. All these little eggs are Radon-inspired, and I have put them on a shelf that I picked up for $4 and mixed it up with a little bit of greeneries. I'm loving the result of this display. Keep in mind that all these DIYs were made to suit my own decor, but can be made in any color of your choice. If you enjoyed my video, please give me the thumbs up. Any comments down below would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a good day.